Hey, what's up everybody? This is Luca, and in this video I will tell you 5 tips about improvisation. Hi guys, this is Luca, welcome to my channel, and in this video I want to talk to you about improvisation. Improvisation is one of the most fascinating topics about music, or at least for me. I really love to improvise and to be a better improviser, right? But I know guys that if you're watching this video, maybe you're not happy 100% about your improvising skills. And neither I am, but during the years I think I came up with 5 tips that I try always to keep in my head while I'm practicing about improvisation. And well, I'm saying practicing about improvisation because improvisation is something that you should practice. It's not just a thing, that are coming out of the blue, So the first tip is remember, music is a language. So what do I mean by that? I mean that you have to treat your improvisation and your playing in general just like you're talking. So if you're talking to someone, you're using words, you're using sentences, you hopefully sometimes breathe, right? So you should do the same thing with your guitar or with your instrument, it doesn't matter. As a practical example, you can play a lick and then you can answer to this lick. So I play a lick and then I answer to that lick, play another one and answer, just like a normal conversation. Actually, it's a conversation between yourself, so it can sound a little bit crazy, but it works. So tip number 2, well, sometimes my licks are not good enough for the tracks that I'm playing along or with the band that I'm gigging, Sometimes my licks doesn't really work, so what to do? Well, we, as a guitar players, we tend to play licks and we forget to create sometimes, right? We just play licks over and over. But when I'm stuck and when I can't play anything meaningful, you know what? I just get rid of the guitar and try to sing. And that's the best thing you can do to connect more yourself with your inner ear. Right? Because sometimes it's not you that you're playing, it's just your fingers playing by muscle memory, and that you don't really want, right? So for example, you can just play a backing track and then you can try to sing. You don't have to be a singer, nobody will listen to you, nobody cares about your intonation or the quality of your voice. That's not the point. The point is try to figure out which melodies you're hearing inside your head, right? And then you should try to catch those melodies. If you're good enough that you can play right away on your instrument, then you're done. You're really here, you're really an amazing player, right? Because you can really connect with everything. If you don't be desperate, just try. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just pick up my iPhone and then I will sing melodies over a backing track, for example, If you watch my guitar solo that I should put here or here, somewhere here, okay, I couldn't find anything interesting to play, and then I just got rid of the guitar, set the guitar apart, and then just start to sing over the track. I found the notes on my guitar and actually I'm really happy with the result. So I encourage you to go watch my video. In the first 2 choruses, it's just like that, I just sing a melody and then try to pick up with the guitar. Because sometimes even when you have your guitar in your hand, you're not really sure if you are playing what you hear or you hear what you're playing. It's kind of like a mix. So I know that we were talking about improvisation, and actually you should be able to do that in real time. But if you can't do that, and sometimes I can't, it's pretty normal. And I'm practicing, you know, to reach that level of consistency, because sometimes I can and I really enjoy that. Sometimes I make mistakes like everybody. But when you do that, it's really satisfying, because it's just like, oh my god, it's really myself, you know, in here. And people, you know what, people notice that. You don't, you can play like the best licks that you know and everything, but if they're not coming out from your inner ear, from your brain, everything sounds a little bit flat. But when you really are into the moment and you're really playing the notes that you're hearing in your head, that's the magic, and you should really try to reach that level. So good luck with that. So guys, another tip for us as a guitar player, sometimes we forget to be interesting in a rhythmic way. So what do I mean by that? That sometimes we just play 8 notes or 16 notes, you know, or quarter notes, and it's not really exciting. You know, if, for example, if you play jazz and you just like play straight, you know, A, B, tu, tu, pa, da, tu, tu, pu, ti, tu, tu, pu, da, after a while you will sound boring. So here's the tip for you. Try to sing along just the rhythm. Just like instead of focusing on the notes, focus on rhythms. Don't feel that you have anything special. Just listen to drummers, you know, some of them maybe not, but listen to the great drummers, listen to the way they improvise, because especially when they try to be melodic, even if they play an instrument that actually doesn't have notes, but they're all about rhythmic phrasing. So try to listen, for example, to all the jazz drummers, you know, they're really trying to make the drums sing. And you can pick up those rhythm ideas and then build a lick or a phrase into that, okay? So of course we're talking again about improvisation, and you should be able to do it in real time. But as I told you, you should practice before, because this is the fourth tip. Prepare your material. Well, this is a thing that, you know, sounds easy, but it's not. If you want to be a professional musician, and if you want to have your improvisation to be on another level, you can't rely just like, oh, you know, I know the song and whatever, I know the scale and that's it. Because to be more interesting and to play stuff that is actually cool, you can't really create everything on the spot. You can create you know, a beautiful fast lick on real time. If you can, I'm happy for you, but 95% of us can't. So what should you do? You should have a catalog of phrases. Like, for example, if you listen to some Carl Verheyen interviews or instructional videos, he has tons of licks wrote down by himself, and he said that's money in the bank, you know. And it's true, because if you prepare your material, even for a particular track, sometimes, well, I do that a lot. I recently played a solo for the JTC Gem of the Month competition, and I really enjoyed to make a collection of ideas that can fit that particular harmony and that particular rhythm. And on my Mac, it's all about videos of myself playing licks and stuff, and so I know that some of, like, the 90% of that material, maybe I won't play it again, but the 10%, that would stay, and that's amazing. So if you do that over and over again, you will find yourself with a huge catalog of phrases, of licks that are actually yours. So you won't sound like anybody else, because you composed those licks, those sentences, those words, right? So, for example, a couple of licks that I might have myself like a super Lokian stuff. For example, I don't know if it would be like on C7 altered or this phrase, right? So these are things that I already prepared in advance, but when I'm improvising over a chord like this one, and start to you know, to be sung in my inner ear, so my fingers will follow, you know. So that's the thing you should aim for. And even like players like Chick Corea would tell you the same, that when you improvise, just a percentage of the thing that you're playing are created on the spot, but the 70% maybe is just like material that you already know, okay? This will lead to the final tip. The final tip maybe sound a little bit obvious, but it's not. The final tip is be inspired and listen to the artist that you like, because music is about joy, music is about being inspired. So what's better than listen to the great guys that we really like adore? I don't know, for example, if you're a blues player and you love Albert King, listen to that and try to catch those licks. And then when you create your own, try to have the same feeling. I mean, if that lick would make you feel in a certain way, try to create a lick that will make you feel the same. In that way you can steal their licks and phrases and style of music, but most of all you can steal the vibe. Because when you improvise, it's not just like the notes that you're playing, it's also the way you're playing, also like the way you're really living the moment. Because sometimes it's like, oh, you know, you want to improvise, okay, so you should learn jazz. Well, it's a great advice, but do that just if you like jazz. Otherwise you would get bored, and nobody wants to listen a bored guitar player. Everybody wants to be excited. You can be excited even just like one note. If you just play it back and you're having the best time of your life, people will notice that. And they will be happy to hear you enjoying just one note instead of a super Lokian scale that nobody cares, you know, if it's just like for the sake of it. It's amazing if you're really feeling that scale or that lick is coming from a deep place of your heart. And in that moment you have to play that stuff, right? So try to be authentic to what you are and what makes you feel great, right? So don't waste your time to learn stuff that you don't like, because trust me, I did that a lot of times and it doesn't really work. You can't force yourself to love something that you actually don't. But I'm saying to you, if you like something, go there and try to grab everything that you can. Okay guys, I told enough for today. I know it's like the topic is really big and it's really complex and wide, but I hope that something that I said would make sense for you and would be useful for you. I would really be happy to hear from you guys, what you think about it. If you have other tips that I didn't mention, if you have other ideas, so please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell here, and see you next time. Bye.